People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, we are back, and this week we have two of my favorite people in magic.
Aww.
Donna and Drew. And
Hello.
Donna always brings Drew along, so I get to know him that way. But everybody, Donna, go ahead. What were you saying?
He's my ride.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And tell everybody about you guys in magic. How did you get this whole thing started?
Oh, okay. So if we're going back to the beginning, my story isn't that different than anybody else's. 6-year-old kid with a magic kit. And it just went from there. I can go into stories of doing magic from then, but if you want to jump right to Donna, you just told me to come to bring her, so I don't know what.
Donna's my favorite. Drew just tags along, and in the email he said, "What do I need to bring?" I said, "Just Donna."
That's true. Because I was worried about this, and I go, okay, what do I need to bring? What do I need to do to make this more exciting for you guys? And he just wrote back, just Donna. So, after 40 years, I know my place. But if we're starting from the beginning, 6 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. We started with not even a magic kit. My first tricks were, and as a matter of fact, I have one right here. We'll jump right into it. Mm-hmm. Is everybody's favorite thumb tip. Now, not just any thumb tip. This is my very first thumb tip. The metal tip, and it came from what was it? Adam's Magic.
Still smells of smoke.
Well, we'll talk about smoke in a second if you really want to go there. The first trick you ever learn with this is the little red silk that goes into the thumb tip and then it vanishes. I never did the little red silk. This thumb tip came with the instructions with the cigarettes. So, 6 years old, Christmas time, Grandpa, go to the family, Grandpa would take me around to the relatives. And at that point, you would drive to the different relatives. He'd make his rounds, have the anisette, sit down, bring me, and eventually he would call out to one of the uncles, give me a lucky. The uncle would bring out the cigarette. He'd hand it to me and said, do your thing. I had a pack-a-night habit at 6 years old. That was dealing with the cigarette, vanishing the cigarette. It was gone. And that became my routine. I would do that at least 10 times a night during the Christmas vacation. I had a pack-a-night habit at 6. But this is really what got it started, was the thumb tip. I know this goes out to a lot of magicians that will be familiar with Tarbell. I never knew Tarbell. Never had it, never knew anything about it. My original magic book was Scarney on Card Tricks. And I lived out of that book. That was my book. It's all I knew. Eventually, older, 12, 13, took a first trip into Tannins. And they gave me, this is the time you would walk in and you would get a conversation with the gentleman behind the counter. You'd have the conversation, he'd vanish for a couple of seconds, and he'd come back out saying, this is for you. And he gave me two things. Pamphlet, wrong word, booklet, Harry Lorraine's Personal Secrets. Now, I had no idea who Harry Lorraine was. That was my first introduction to him. It was about maybe a dozen routines in there. I lived out of that booklet because that's what the guy gave me. The other thing he gave me was Corinda's 13 Steps. I'm happy. I don't know how you give that to a 12-year-old kid. I had no idea what was happening in that book. Bits, pieces, no idea. To this day, 50 years later, I just reopened it again, that specific book. And you may or may not know, I do besides the Zoom meetings, I do little book clubs. We're going through that book as well. 60 years later.
It's the only way he reads his books.
It's the only way I read the books now. She makes me go, you pull it off the shelf and do something with it. Because you're asking how we did magic. She was asking me before too, let's get our story straight. What are we going to talk about? What's going on? I could tell you some high school stories, but we'll jump right to Donna.
No, it's no agenda, guys. Just tell me your
Nope.
story, because you got a long ways to go before we get to Donna. And we'll save
No,
the best
You're
for last.
way older, so-
I'm way older. Yeah, Donna wasn't even born yet. Okay, so.
We'll save the best for last. Go for it.
Exactly. So high school, I did a lot of performing in high school. Two things. 3-card Monte was a big thing for me in high school. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. Never played for money. Lunch. So they'd offer up a burger, a soda, candy, and that's what we play for. Never went hungry. Senior year, I got called into the principal's office and said, please, stop. Don't do this anymore. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but please, stop. We have kids coming in with 2 lunches just so that they can, settle up.
Now, are you doing a gimmick version or just a hype move?
Hype move.
That's awesome.
The book I had gotten, and I want to say I probably picked it up. No, my father had gotten it for me. Frank Garcia's Don't Bet on It. And it was an old book on 3-card Monte. Because, and this is going to tie in down the road too, my very first packet trick was color Monte as a 12-year-old. And you're doing that, and my father saw, look, what it was, and he says, let me show you what the real thing is. And he got me the book, Don't Bet on It by Frank Garcia. And I lived out of that book for a while, and that's where I learned a whole bunch of things, and just played. And senior year, I had to do 2 classes on it in consumer economics on why not to play. So, public service announcement to my high school class. College, a couple performances for the schools. I was always, and I think I said this to you before, I was always on the verge of being an amateur professional, but a professional amateur. Always performed.
You could never decide,
I could never decide. No. Magic has always been a great hobby for me. Magic was always a love. I loved to perform. I loved just doing. I loved the entertaining. High school, I learned what I think became very important for me down the road is how to draw a crowd. High school was my very first street shows, not knowing what they were. And it got me in trouble once or twice because you're in a cafeteria, Catholic high school, in a cafeteria, doing a routine for one, and now I call you're building your circle. I'm building my line, my tip, my edge. And all of a sudden you have a crowd of people around you. High school, Catholic, cafeteria.
Don't mess with those nuns.
Teachers see a crowd of people around them, it's a fight. So you've got all teachers running all over the place so they realize it's just me being me and like, oh, okay. So that was fun. College, same thing, couple shows, always followed magic, always stayed with it, always read a little bit more. Never got into the more, again, Tarbell never had Tarbell. I wouldn't have known a magician, any professional magicians or anything like that at that point. Graduated, met Donna. I will say one thing before she jumps in, one more thing, another thing. I broke the cardinal rule of any magician. Never, ever, ever perform magic for your date on the first night.
Did I break that rule?
I had already seen you do magic before the first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
She may have not known what she was getting into, and if that was, I guess, my icebreaker, she'll tell whatever she wants from that, but...
Well, hold on 1 second. Did you tip it in high school in that class where you had to talk about the dangers? Did you have to tip the method?
I would never tip the specific method,
Right.
but always where you think it is, it's not going to be.
Okay.
Never said how it happened, but it was just don't. At that point, we've been playing it for so long. Even and in the book there are ways, even if you know where it is, and if they get it right, they're still wrong. Mexican turnover or whatnot. So it doesn't matter. Even if you're right, you're going to be wrong. So
that's awesome.
Don't.
When I was in high school, the place that I could do magic was the library, because I wasn't going to get people out of their desks to surround me. But in the library, everybody's just messing around in there. Nobody's really studying. Nobody's really reading. We have to have library time, so here we go. I would gather that crowd, not on purpose. I'm just showing my friend. And, Wes is doing magic. And then, what? And then the librarian, shh, Wes, go to the hallway. Mm-hmm. I was always kicked out of the library. Always.
Yep.
All through high school. Now I get hired for library programs, and I'm bringing my sound system in. I still, at 48 years old, get goosebumps bringing my sound system into a library. It doesn't feel right, Yep. I was told my whole life that's wrong. So it's weird.
Oh, I love doing the library shows. Well, eventually I got into doing libraries and kid shows and daycares. And walking in the library, it's fun watching the kids, knowing that they can't really scream and yell. And here's an adult, me, giving them permission to yell, scream, clap, and you just watch the faces. And they look at each other, they look at the parents, and it's like, I can do that? And the parents will be like, look, if he says so, it's okay for now.
Right. That's awesome.
It's like we got special permission.
That's awesome. So, one more thing. Tell them what I did for you to woo you when I was first dating you with the toothpick.
Oh, gosh.
She was a waitress in a restaurant.
So he did sideshow stuff in addition to magic stuff and nails up his nose. And he decided he would show me how he did that with a toothpick. But he grabbed a used toothpick, and it had...
It wasn't really used. It was in a sandwich, and so I just took it out and put it on their plate. Right.
But it had fry seasoning all over it.
Seasoning salt.
Yeah. So he puts it up his nose, and he just has tears running down his face.
You can't get it out of your nose.
I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, it's fine.
I told her I did that on purpose to endear her to me. Yeah. She felt pitiful.
Okay.
She felt pitiful.
I did feel pretty bad for him.
Apparently it worked.
It did.
Or she feels really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
What did you go to school for in college, Drew?
College. I went for, let's say it was communications, it was business, and then at the very end, I decided I went for, specifically at that point, photography.
Okay.
What had happened was all of my classes, I went to St. John's University, and at that point, I could have taken all my classes and then focused it into photography. I was becoming a photographer at that point. In Manhattan, I grew up in Staten Island. The college was Staten Island and Queens, but they had what's the word I'm looking for? A relationship with
Internship?
No, it wasn't an internship. It was a relationship with a school in Manhattan. I think it was called the Germain School of Photography. If you're familiar with the Fashion Institute, it was like right across the street. So it was that area of models, photographer, artists, things like that. And instead of a semester in school, classroom, you went to a semester to this place, and it was just studio setups, lighting, printing, shooting, developing, everything photography that you can do. Yes, after that I did an internship or two in some places in Manhattan, but then I have a photography degree. And then for years after that, I was a wedding photographer for a whole bunch of years in another lifetime. But it doesn't set you up for this, magic. I would bring magic with me on a wedding. In my pocket was always, I wore a tuxedo. So in the top pocket were a couple paddles, do a paddle trick. I had a small wallet with me with some packet tricks in it. Every so often I would bring a deck of cards, not just to say I was performing, but it was a great icebreaker, the moment is there, hey, let me show you something. And you learn a lot. Case in point, just something silly. Doing a card trick for a guy, and it's pick a card, and this had nothing to do with it. But the guy took the deck, and he starts going like this. And he goes, I've seen the card, and he called it, he says, stripper deck. He says, I want to see if that's what you're doing. They know things. They would look if you vanish something, is it on your thumb? They would grab a paddle and start looking. What that prepared me for was, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what they're grabbing, or this is what they're thinking. How do you not do what they're thinking or not let them think you're doing what you're really doing? Because I would walk out with a thumb tip, and if they had ties, the silk or the handkerchief would come out of their tie, things like that. But I got very good with manipulating the tip where you just didn't know where it was at any given moment, and you can do it with both hands. So thumb tip manipulation became an interesting thing for me. The packet tricks was always fun. Color Monte was always with me. There was 2 or 3 others. Sam Schwartz's Flipped Out was, again, always with me. That is one. Different cards flip over. You're showing 4 cards. 1 card flips over one at a time, almost like twisting the aces, but different. And at the end, it's all done with mirrors, and each card back has mirrors on it. It's a cute ending. I just loved it. It's more fun when you work with people like, always worked with DJs, always worked with the same bands. You always ran into each other because it was the same crowd. And they know what you're doing. The DJ one time came in with the lights and I got this cool thing, do you know what this is? And he had a pair of the lights. I says, do you know what it is? He says, yeah, you can do this. I says, great, give me one. And we're playing catch across the dance floor. And just something silly, and you're watching people like it's a tennis match. Like, what is going on? And you're just having fun with it. That was always my thing with Matt. Just have fun with it. And I'm rambling now. Talk to her.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. So what happened? All right, so I see communications and business as being a great in for Magic. I see that's a great background for Magic. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you go full-time? You never had an interest for full-time Magic?
It wasn't the interest. How do I say this? Never had the guts. Never had the faith to take the leap, into going Magic full-time. I had started my own photography business. I was making money. I was earning a living for a while. Magic was always a hobby. It was always a close hobby. I got lucky in this time frame. I really did. I'm going to speak. I don't think she ever liked Magic to say, oh, I'm going to find me a magician.
Nobody ever says that.
No, it wasn't a life goal.
No.
I don't think that was her life goal. But I got lucky when we were together. She's embraced, my hobby. She knows more about Magic than I ever did. She knows more about Magic and things that a lot of people that we talk to know. She knows more about what I do and can maneuver, I don't want to say script, but position tricks together and say these would work good with your skill set. And
sometimes I over-exaggerate your skill set.
So she's the wife who thinks I can do no wrong, but unfortunately we would walk into, and I hate to, we'd walk into a lot of brick and mortar shops, and the magicians behind the counter would focus on me. Now, I would usually walk in looking for something specific. You know, hey, do you have this wallet? Do you have this book? I saw this great DVD. Do you have it? And
I had free reign of the store.
she'd go walk around. I would have like 2 or 3 questions, done. There was times they were corralling her, literally going, you know, the shopping is down the street. You would love this antique store. And she's looking up at the things and go, no. I want to talk about the attaboy. I want to talk about this. And what do you know from that? She goes, just let me walk. I would get to the point, it's like, look, I'm done. You know, thank you for your time. You answered everything I needed. I'm going to go look at the magazine rack, the books, the whatever. Please talk to her, follow her around, answer her questions. And when she's ready, she'll let me know. And she would lay out on the table a dozen different things. And
Wow.
what I tell you, she knows more about what I do, what I know, what she's seen. And then
I like shopping.
And she likes shopping. And she'll lay everything out and then call me over and go, okay, I think you'd like this because, or this would work well with that other routine you do, or this is fantastic. And I'd look at her and go, my hands don't work like that. Thank you for thinking so. Put that one away.
I wish they did. That was a good trick.
It was a good trick. And she'd lay out a whole show right there. And we'd either get it or not. But
According to our garage, we've gotten
more than we should have. She is irreplaceable in that, in terms of keeping me focused in terms of what I can and can't do or should do. You know, this is great, I've seen, and let's just do. And she's grown with all this. Then there was a time when I needed magic to make money. I know you wanted to talk about this. My kid was just born. The photography was slowing down. He wanted me to go back into magic. The kid wanted a magic show for his birthday. Daddy can do this. Okay, cool.
He regrets that.
The kid regrets it, not me.
Yeah, the kid.
He wanted his money back. But anyway, that started a whole relove of why aren't I doing it full time? Short version, then we started to do fairs and festivals. And for many years, we'd have a table and I would be what we call pitching Svengali decks. At fairs, festivals, sometimes 2-3 times a weekend, 3 different places, 2 different places, from about May to after Christmas. It just became the livelihood, you know, for the longest time. She was very, very instrumental in that too. I'm talking too much, man. You jump in.
Yeah, I'm saving my voice.
Okay. I couldn't ask, still to this day, for a better partner in doing all this.
It's true.
Oh, it is true? You agree? Fine. The one word she says, if she agrees, okay.
Lost your track, huh?
I did lose my track. I went right off the rails. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we were doing the fairs and festivals for many years, and the Svengali deck just became a lifeline. I met some people. There was a gentleman at the time, Don Driver, who was heavily into performing the Svengali deck, pitching, who learned from David Walker, and I got some of his materials to learn. But a big influence. I don't know if the name means anything to you, but Mark Lewis, who was still is a Svengali pitchman. And at the time, this was the early 2000s, wrote a book, the long and short of it, on the Svengali deck. Excuse me. And Marmaduke, I think it was the book called Marmaduke, on the worm, the mouse, and the worm, because I pitched the worms and the deck. And the book wasn't out yet. I reached out to Mark Lewis, and as nice as he could be, through emails, he was helping, he was suggesting, he was doing. He sent me pages from the book before it was published to go, this is what you might be like, you know, looking at and whatnot.
Nice guy.
He, the man was anything but nice, everything but nice to me. Everything. He did everything he could for me. Books came out, got the books. I am almost positive, and I'm sticking to this story. I've got the second or third copies off the press with him autographing it. He wouldn't give me the first ones. He had promised it somewhere else. But I was told I have the second or third copies off the press from him.
How long did that run last? That you did it from March until December? That's a long run. And up in New York, it was
well, this time we're in New Jersey, so it's New Jersey, New York, 1 or 2 in PA. I'm now at that point. I'm in central New Jersey, and we would go to fairs, festivals, depending upon your craft fairs.
Indoors, outdoors. The
It
outdoor ones were.
It didn't matter. Now again, I'm trying to do this to make money. A lot of these places were expensive. You get a table. I'm going back years. $30-$40 a table, but there are others $300, $400, $500 for tables. I tried a different way. For me, I understand it's not that different. I would walk in and go, look, this is what I'm doing. I want to come in as entertainment. I want a table, and at that table, I'm going to be performing all day long. There's going to be shows galore. There's going to be laughs. There's going to be fun. There's going to be magic. This is what I want to do. On top of any time during the day, I just need 5 minutes head start. Bring me up on stage in front of the band if there's a band break. If there's something going on that you need a quick 15, 20 minutes, half hour, I will come and perform a full show. Really quick, just give me 5 minutes to grab it and go. And depending upon the place, it was a barter. I come in to perform, they would give me the table to do what I needed to do all day. And you're performing all day at the table. Yes, you're selling, but you're performing all day at the table. And you've got 15, 20 minutes, half hour show somewhere else. For me, it was great. It was a commercial.
That little tip is worth gold to somebody new starting out. Mm-hmm. Because when I did county fairs, I would do my show and they would give me a booth as well. They'd knock off whatever the fee for my show was, but I'm getting paid to be there.
Exactly.
So I'm getting, you know what I mean? I might be paid for it, but I'm not paying for it. That's how I did county fairs. Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. Exactly, it was a barter system. It didn't always work, but if I really wanted to be there, we would, and I would still do the show, and I would still offer the show. Hey, I could still do. Simple reason that 15, 20 minutes, half hour, depending upon what they needed, was a huge commercial for me. You didn't walk by the booth, but now I'm giving you a reason to, and you can do this. So it was a huge commercial.
And it helped a lot of them out in the jam. And the next year, they actually called up, "Can you come again?"
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, it's great when they come hunting you, and it's great when you show up and your name's on the board already, and they tell you you've got a 2 o'clock in front of the main stage, and
everybody coming by your booth, you can just tell them, "Come see my show, come see my show."
Yeah.
As you're doing the stuff there, that's great cross promotion. Yeah.
And I learned real fast in terms of doing the show. I don't do big illusions like you do. My stage show, I learned something many years ago from Jeff McBride called a commando act, which to me was always, what could you fit in a bag that you can perform anytime, anywhere? And that's what I lived with. Things like the egg bag, linking rings, that would fit in a... now you might call it a laptop bag, but a messenger bag that would just go on the shoulder, and in the bag had everything from, my opening was Tells Bells or Ropes, Professor's Nightmare, linking rings, which is another great thing to perform out there, ropes through body, which is just a long rope, and yet you're taking up a stage. And
it's a sawing in half illusion.
And it's a soaring in half illusion. It absolutely is. It's a soaring in half illusion. It's great. People love the danger aspect of it, even though it's no threat to anybody, but it's all fun. And you've got a whole bunch of people up
And
there.
that rope helps when you needed to tie down the table in the high winds.
That too, multi-purpose. But working out of the bag, you just walk over, drop the bag, and go, and you would start your show. Show's over, pick up the bag, back to the table. I was no bother to the people setting up or breaking down, and that's what they loved. It was just you walk out, do your thing, pack up, go.
But if you're doing fairs and festivals, I mean, you're doing until 9 o'clock at night at some of these fairs, 10 o'clock at night.
Sometimes later, but yeah.
So you had your own lights and everything?
You would bring. Here we go.
This is things
Okay.
kids don't think about. They think they just show up at a table with a Svengali deck or 50 Svengali decks and they're going to sell. But you have to bring lights and set up and everything.
Yeah.
Tent,
You
everything.
would have the table. We had the tent. Because again, you're out there all day, so you had the pop-up tent, you had the table, we had
Cinder
chairs.
blocks, weights to hold it down because wind.
You know, you're correct. I did have lights right up above that would just shine on the table.
Battery operated because you never knew if there was going to be electric.
Flash pieces, you know, posters or, you know, signage. Tabletop. We would also... It's the one mistake I think I made doing this. The Svengali decks went well. The worm went well. Then we tried to become a magic shop. You know, anything, the little things, the cups and balls, diamond pennies, paddles, any little things that you would see on that Adam's Magic would have on the rack. You know, in a store, we would try and bring some.
They were still in business when we were doing it.
Yeah.
We used to actually go right down the block.
Oh yeah, we lived right around the corner from Adams, so it was like
Wow.
it was so you just get what you had to get and go. But it became too much because now you're bringing another crate, 2 crates of other stuff, and space is limited. You know, you're in a van, you're in whatever, you can only bring so much, and then walking back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, that was the worst.
So
And now you're giving the kids choices.
exactly.
Now they take too long because they have choices. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have to sit there and demo everything. And then I became, you know, instead of focusing on the one where you can get something but still perform. Also, I was selling myself as a birthday magician at the same time, or a party magician at the same time. So I had two personas performing there behind the table. One, if I was really in the mood to really pitch, and I say that as the word, not sell, not demonstrate, pitch, that you would do the bally, you would do the whole thing, get the cards due, and go hard. It was fun, but you were there to sell. Or two, I wanted to be the magician that also did this. So I would start in front of the tent. This is where linking rings. Yeah, as a street performer, a lot of people would do cups and balls. I never did cups and balls. I love a good cups and balls routine. I can't perform it well enough to do that. Rings, linking rings to me was great. It was noise, the clanging, the shiny. You can toss them, not juggle, but toss. You got a crowd. People were seeing what you were doing and they were watching. So linking rings to me was a great crowd gatherer. Another one was the Hummer card. You would toss the card and it would spin around and people were like, what's going on? And you would bring them in. And on top of the deck, I would have the Hummer card, toss it, it would come around, I'd put it right back on like I was working from the deck, go back to the table, drop it, and start with that. A couple other things. Rubber bands was a great intro. Start small. I've always worked this way. One person, 2 people, you're showing this, and then this becomes a little bit bigger. You're getting the crowd, and then all of a sudden you had to go behind the table and pull out the deck. Let me show you all something, and all of a sudden you're into it. But it became a show, and that's what we loved about it. One thing she's always told me: if someone's not coming at you for something, I don't want to say heckling, but if you don't have somebody coming at you with something, the play off of, you're bland.
He ad-libs. And as you can tell, he's a talker.
I'm really very shy and quiet. I don't know what this is tonight. And we lived like that for the longest time. She would go out and find the fairs, the festivals, craft fairs.
I like to shop.
Yeah, the one-off days. You know, you had a.
So you're working and she's visiting all the booths. Was she gone the whole time?
Networking.
There you go. Okay, all right.
Yeah, she's out there networking.
That's why she didn't like all the Adam stuff. It was taking up room in the van for all of her goodies to get home.
You're not
He
wrong.
had to sell me one. This way we can fit my stuff in.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So when I was starting out, I did pitching Svengali as well, but mine was I'm messing up my marketing because I have a weekend off. I failed. I need to make money, so I'd rent a $10 booth at the local flea market, and I would just pitch Svengali decks and coloring books and things, stuff I'd sell back of the room sales.
Right.
Make a couple $100, $300, and that was like a birthday party. I'm good to go. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that before Natalie, but that got me through those dry weekends. I'll never poo-poo that. It works great.
No,
Yeah.
it's always something. If you're a magician that's looking for work, that's always something you can get some stock, go out and perform. I've done flea markets too. You know, just renting a booth at the flea market, at the local down the road flea market, $10 table. Let's just play for a couple hours and see what happens. It was always fun, and you'd have the marketing materials and stuff too. But
Kids don't care about antiques. Now you're showing them something they can entertain their friends with. Now you got their attention, and they got a little spending cash. I'll take it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, just on an aside, you said Adams is right down the street. What was Adams like?
Adams was a warehouse. Did
they have a storefront at all?
No, not as well. You would walk in. There was a small office, and then the warehouse, the place was huge, but only a small part was, let's say, for consumer. You'd walk in, there'd be like little things out.
Yeah, like one room and had a couple of the spinning
racks
displays.
and a couple things out, but you walked behind that door is where all the stuff was made. Everything was going on back there. I didn't even know we were that close until we started doing this, and like, you can just come pick it up. And it's like, yes, please. And
Wow.
And it was fun.
15 years ago, she was pregnant with our oldest, and we were going to Salem, Massachusetts on vacation that year because she was pregnant. She couldn't go to the beach. She didn't want to do all this. And we want to see Salem in the fall. That'd be cool, right? And as I'm driving up there, I realized Hank Lee's Magic Warehouse, what does he call it? Hank Lee's Magic Warehouse? Is that what it was?
Okay.
Magic Factory. His factory. So I'm like, I want to find the factory. I want to see the factory. There was a tiny little storefront, and they're like, if I put my hands in my pocket, can I see the back? And he's like, there's nothing back there, kid. And I was like, oh, sorry. I don't know. He drop shipped everything. I didn't know. I thought they had all of that on hand. I was thinking I was going to go see a Murphy's Magic Factory. Yeah.
Magic Factory, sure.
All right, so how did you two meet?
This is yours.
Go ahead, I'll let you go.
You'll let me talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Take a second breath?
Yeah, take a second breath. Tires a mouth for later.
It does. It does. Donna worked in our neighborhood video store. So Donna was the lady behind the counter. I was the pain in the ass customer.
Still are.
Okay. And that was really how we met. It was she was behind the counter. I was just a customer. Eventually, I guess funny story. The very first time, she says it was on a bet. I deny this, that I was bet to ask her out. But the very first time I went to go talk to her, she's behind the counter. I'm walking up, getting the courage to go, okay, here we go. I'm going to go talk to this girl. Not asking what her favorite movie is, but I want to go ask her out. I'm 2 steps away from her. Her boss behind the counter looks at her and goes, so how are things with you and your boyfriend? "Oh, they're fantastic. It's been so long. We're very, very happy." And I did a 2-step round and back to
That was over within a week.
Aww.
Golly.
That was the turnaround. We officially, I guess, started going out. She was still at the video store. I had gone away for a while. Short version.
Make it sound like you went to prison.
I said that. I heard it when it came out of my mouth.
You didn't.
I heard it when it
I
came.
went away for a while.
I went away for a while. No, we. This is actually a good thing. After I graduated college, I treated myself and some friends and I. We backpacked Europe for a couple months. When we came back, then I had asked her out. I caught her at a low moment. She said yes, and she's told me since then I've been very happy. So
He's been very happy. What was the video store? My dad had a video store, so I love that nostalgia. What was the video store's name?
Coming Attractions.
Coming Attractions. Was that a franchise?
Nah. Yeah, it
Just
was like a mom and pop.
Yeah, that's what my dad had. Dude, you tell kids nowadays a video store, and you're like, it's like a movie library. They used to go check these things out. You had to have them back the next day by 9 o'clock, or you get late charges. Yeah. Kids are like,
how to rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in a video store, man. I love that. So, what is your thinking about magic? So we know that you go to the magic shop, and unlike my wife, we go to Conley's House of Magic in Myrtle Beach when it was open, and she would go shopping for 6 hours. And I would just talk war stories with Conley, and I would just
stuck around give me a little credit. I stuck around and looked at the magic stuff. But when we've gone down and looked at the magic stuff, and then we've gone down and looked at it again, and then we've gone down and we've looked at it again, how many times can you look at it and nobody's pulling anything out and showing me anything? So I'm like, okay, bye. So.
But I love it. I can just sit in here and just play all day. I can just.
But
I love
it wasn't playing. It was just looking. You were looking at the stuff on the shelf. There was nobody who's taking it.
And anytime
down.
a customer come in, I'd back up, let him deal his customer, and then I'll come in, right? So yeah. I didn't mind sitting there for 6 hours.
So I went and did my own thing.
Yeah.
See, we go.
But obviously, it's not that I'm not interested in magic, because here I am doing all of it with you. But I'm not the one doing the shopping for it. That's very true. Unlike you, Donna, I am not a big shopper. I like the idea of it, and then I'm out there doing it, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Can we go home now? So, I don't know. Just not me.
No, she enjoys the shopping. She enjoys the challenge. She enjoys the look. She enjoys what can I do with this? The new shiny. Yeah. What can I do with this?
That's good, though. You always hear about the wives hating it. Don't show me another magic trick. I'm sick of it.
Every time we go see Matt King, I don't know if he remembers me now, but the first couple times I met him, I introduced him to Natalie because he doesn't remember. It's another person.
Right.
And he's like, I'm so sorry he brought you. How was everything? She's like,
I loved it.
We love you, Mac. We know you. We love you. Yeah.
I like going to magic shows. Yeah.
No, see, we're the opposite. She wants to go shop. She wants to do it. I've seen it already. Can we go do something else? And she's like, no, you need to see the rest of this. It's like, no, enough. I have enough. I'll figure something out. She'll drag me in. No, you don't. You need to go look.
So, like magic auctions at conventions, she's dragging you to the auction?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sitting there betting on everything, and Natalie's like, I'm going to bed. I'll figure out the damage in the morning.
One time.
She's betting against. She's betting against me.
We didn't realize that we were both bidding.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're at the local Sam. At the local Sam with us. We're there for an auction night. Now Mike Sloves.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at a table together, just hanging out. Something's going up. I have zero interest in it at the moment. Mike and I are talking, and I hear the bidder, $5, $10, $15, and I hear a familiar voice. Here, like, what are you bidding on?
I want it.
And she and all of a sudden I see what she's bidding on. I'm like, am I going to use that? She goes, it's new. You want it. I'm getting it for you. She won the bid. It was a zigzag Coke can.
Yeah. You showed that in the Zoom thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what she had won. I'm like, I would never think to get that for myself, but she's like, no, you're getting that. That's for me on you.
And the
That's
funniest
awesome.
thing is that he did it on a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting, and the gentleman who actually created the prop was at that Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, I step into that. You're doing it, and it was a brand new thing for me. I was maybe 2 weeks old at that point, doing the routine, and I'm like, wow, that looked pretty good. And everybody at that meeting
It's hysterical.
knew what it was, who the guy was, because he's sitting right there, and he's asking me questions. Oh, how's this? Can you show me that? And I'm talking like a big shot with it. And he goes, by the way, did that come with instructions? I says, oh yeah, I got the sheet right here. And he says, whose is that? And I read the name. I says, oh, it specifically says it's so-and-so's trick. And if you were looking for certain things, here's his phone number. And he rattled off the number. I'm like, oh wow, you can see that? He goes, no, I'm the guy. and he goes, I'm upset because you've got a better prop than I have. Can I have it back?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No, that's fun.
So, Donna, do you go to the library shows with him? Are you the assistant on stage?
Not on stage. I normally stay in the back. Like, I'll help, like, the little volunteers make their way to the front and stuff. Normally, I'm in the back by the parents, giving them a heads up that if their kid goes up, you might want to record it. This is going to be cute.
Okay, all right. I'm always fascinated with the dynamics. I don't know how the other couples do it. So, do you help? You said you buy stuff for him and put it in his show. Do you set his show up? Is that crazy? Like you're telling him what to do?
And sometimes I do, but normally it's half and half because we're each bringing in part of it.
Yeah, as far as the performance dynamics go, I'm the performer. She's literally behind the scenes pushing me out there. And I mean that literally sometimes. That it's your time now, go. She's in the audience, in my eyesight, and she's a great gauge of what's going on, because sometimes you get lost in the moment. And I could watch her, and just by her expression, I know if I'm doing well, not well, something to change up real quick, or
Close
something
time.
Close. She'll be there watching. There was one show. You don't want to talk peanut butter and jelly.
Oh yes.
Okay. So you don't know. Sometimes you're in the moment. What's going to happen? I was doing a camp. It became my all-time favorite show of all time because of this. It was a special needs camp, and to me they are a great audience. And it was all ages, from 5 to 50 of the people that were here. And it was the greatest thing that really ever happened to me as a performer. You've got all ages, all age groups. It's a special needs group, and I'm performing. And one of the tricks I love to do is peanut butter and jelly. I don't do it with the sandwich. It becomes a look don't. The
Look don't
peanut
tell.
butter and the jelly changes, but I don't see it. It's a whole big thing. But it's a single act with an audience. There's no spectator that comes up. And in the middle of me doing it, from the front row, somebody raises his hand. What do you do? Yes, hi. Can I come up there with you? Sure, absolutely. Come on up. And in that couple seconds, you're like, okay, he wants to come up with me. It's a single show, a single piece. How do I include him and make it fun, make it right? Don't embarrass, how do I work this? And in a second, I said to myself, thank God for Abbott and Costello. And that's what went through my head. Peanut butter and jelly is, you have a jar of peanut butter and jelly, and they switch places. Now, when the switch happens, I never see it. The joke for me is, you build it up, it doesn't happen, they know it doesn't happen, I apologize, and in the apology, it happens. And everybody's pointing, it did, it doesn't, it's just a whole big scream fest, and I love it. I'm now talking with him in the moment. And it's a magician's thing where your eyes go, your audience's eyes go. And that's what happened. So as I'm apologizing for this not happening, I'm apologizing to him. I'm sorry this doesn't happen. And he's looking at me, talking to me, but it's all happening. And everybody's screaming and yelling. And he and I are having a conversation. And then I would bring him back down, because you see the peanut butter's here and the jelly's here. There's no way the peanut butter, and we're having that conversation. Back and forth, looking at each other. And every time we would look at each other, it would happen. They'd go nuts. We'd come back, forgetting them and just saying it can never happen. I apologize. And we're just doing. He came back to his seat. She's in my eye line. When I go like this, looking at him, she's 5-6 feet away with the camp directors. She's hysterical. She is rolling. The camp directors are crying. I'm not sure about that. But she's hysterical. So I'm going, all right, this is good. I'm not doing anything wrong. Let's have 2 more minutes of this. It may have been 60 seconds. To me, it was like 5-10 minutes. It just goes forever. You just don't know what you're doing. Bring them back, breaking down the show. The camp counselors come up to me, and I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the I was waiting to apologize, because I don't know what happened, because they were crying. Let me tell you something. That was the greatest thing we've ever seen. The person that came up isn't verbal, doesn't talk. He raised his hand, talked to you, asked you to come up, and was engaging with you here. She goes, that was the greatest magic we've ever seen. And I'm like,
What do you do with that? It's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
what do you do with that? That was my all-time favorite show for that reason. You've literally, in my mind, brought somebody into your world and had fun, and he enjoyed, and just had a blast and engaged, and something simple as a quick conversation, but he felt good enough and safe enough to ask and come up and play.
And being entertainers, we're just doing our job. We don't know what we're causing out there in the world. We just did one last week for hearing impaired kids. They all had cochlear implants or hearing aids. Mm-hmm. And we just did our show. And the lady told us that the girl was never spoken. And she was saying
Yeah, she'd never done a full sentence.
She'd never done a full sentence. And she was talking about the dove turned into a bunny. And Mom, there was a bunny. And they're like, the kid had been at camp all week. And it doesn't talk at school. It doesn't talk. We're just doing our job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, what do you do with that? You just sit back and go,
It's the best feeling when something
really
like that happens.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The craziest thing I ever had was when I was back doing restaurants 25 years ago. They used to have the smoking section at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. So I was over there doing a bit for a family. And the kid, and I know this sounds rude, but I don't know how else to explain it. And please just know it's with love. I don't know. I know sideshow stuff. But they used to call them lobster claw kids. It looks like their fingers are glued together on ring finger, pinky, pointer finger, and the thumb. So they called them lobster claw kids. I don't know what the disease is called, but that's what the little girl had. And I'm just going table to table doing magic, and the little girl had this. I did sponge balls with her. Well, all she had to do was just cover it. She didn't have to make a fist or anything. She can just cover it. Magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked her, do you do magic? And the mom said, no, look at her. And I'm like, no, you can do magic. And I showed her a Svengali deck. You just let them fall. You can let them fall. And she did the magic. And I gave her a Svengali deck. And you can do this. Forget mom. You can do this. I went to the smoking section, did a couple tables over there, came back, and I got like a $20, $50 tip from the table behind them that was crying because they witnessed everything. And it's like, you're just doing your job. I wasn't doing it for that. I was doing it for the kid, but other people are seeing it, and it's changing their lives. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. I'm like, I'm just doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what was it? A $3 Svengali deck I gave them? You know, back 25 years ago. Yeah.
What did you do? Yeah. And I'm sure that the child to this day is like, I love it.
Yeah, I can do a Svengali deck. I know one of the coolest magic tricks in the world. Yeah. But the mom that was awful. No, look at her. And I was like, Mom, come on. And I just turned to the kid and just gave the kid all the attention in the world. Yeah. Golly. All right, so let's go with some questions here. I got a whole bunch of different things. So besides the daycares and the libraries and camps, have you ever done any theater shows? Have you ever done shows with other performers on the bill as well?
The closest I've come to that, yes. When I joined an SAM group by me, this is going back 2018, 2019. This is maybe a year, 2 years before COVID. I was asked to join an SAM group, and their big thing, this is why you should be in our group, is once a month. What we do for our group is we have a show in the Darris Theater, which is an old vaudeville theater that they rent out, have an agreement with. But to there, George Burns was there, Abbott and Costello was there. I mean, this was an old-time theater that housed these greats. I look at her, she says, Lou Costello was there? I'm going to be on the stage where he was. Joined the group, and for once a month, from November through maybe April, because it got too hot in the summer, you could not be in that theater. Once a month, we would hold our fundraiser, which would pay for the group, which would pay for the theater, and there were several performers on the bill from the group, and we did that for a whole bunch of months until literally till COVID took it out, and we couldn't perform anymore. In terms of being on the stage with other performers like that, no, that would be the only times.
Well, just up there, it just seems like there's a bunch more magicians. I live in Virginia. I'm rural. You know, that commando act with McBride talking about that in a messenger bag makes sense in New York. You're taking cabs. You're taking subways. Yeah. I'm taking an RV pulling a trailer to 99% of all of our shows. We've been to some of these shows in big cities where the elevator doesn't fit a cart. I mean, it's just like a two-person elevator. We can't do our show in that place, but you don't know. So imagine trying to drive around Jersey and New York and do our big show.
We would have to revamp our show.
Yeah. Golly. All right, so let's talk about, we're getting close to the end. Can you believe it's been this quick? Talk about the Zoom meeting. And I heard about this Zoom that started during COVID, and I went to Maze, and everybody, Drew and Donna, Drew and Donna, Drew and Donna. You guys were rock stars. You guys, everybody, Drew and Donna. Drew and Donna.
It's all Donna. It's all Donna. It's all Donna.
So how did that start? And boy, it's really evolved. How many people do you have on that group now, you think?
Normally we have about 30 to 35 people that show up consistently, regularly. But how it started, that same SAM group, they elected me president.
Oh, okay.
Back fast enough.
So yeah, I didn't take that step forward, quick enough. So I was president of the SAM group. COVID hit 2020. I was elected December 2019. So we had our first live meeting in January. Did we do one in February?
Yes.
So we did 2 live meetings, January, February. March was when everything shut down. Done, finished, end of story. You couldn't go anywhere. But we didn't know that at the time. It was a short-term, thing. Our SAM meeting was the last Wednesday of the month, and I got a call from 1 or 2 of the group members and was like, hey, could we still meet? Could we maybe do this on, what's that Zoom thing that I've been hearing? Do you know what that is? I says, well, I work for a company. We have Zoom. I could set it up easy. I can send you all links, and we can hang out for a night. And we can do our monthly meeting on Zoom. And that's what we did. It was March 24th, I believe, of 2020. That was our first meeting. I got calls and emails the next day. That was great. That was fantastic. Can we do it again next week? I'm like, you know what? It's every week. Why not? We can just keep doing this. And
Who figured it would last so long?
It was 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Right.
yeah, that was it. So we did it the next week, and then it was like the next week, and then it became within this 3-4 weeks. If you're a member of one Magic group, an SAM group, you're probably also a member of the IBM. You're probably also another member of this group. And then it became, look,
My friend's group isn't meeting. Can I invite him? Yeah, sure, no problem.
Which is what it became. I'm a member of this other group. Can I bring my friends? Absolutely. So the group was growing a little bit. You've got a regular SAM group of maybe a dozen people. Now all of a sudden you've got 15 to 20 people in the room. And now a couple weeks into this, people are starting to realize this could probably last a little bit longer. And then there are magicians out there lecturing. I can do a Zoom meeting. I can do a Zoom lecture. The first person who came to us was Mayor Yedid, who's a friend, a Jersey friend. He had done one. He knew we were doing, hey, come on in and do. The next week was Cosmo. Cosmo was on at the time, the Magic Cafe, saying, look, I've got nothing to do. If you've got one of these meetings set up, call me. We did. He was week number 2. Don has been on Facebook, hunted down, just runs a bit, David Parr. So at this point, every week was now becoming a free lecture.
Wow.
We never charged a membership fee. It became SAM in name only. We consider ourselves multi-denominational. Whatever group you're in, it really doesn't make a difference.
All over the country.
People from all over the world. I mean, people right now who are in our room are from the UK, Australia, Germany. I mean, everybody was welcome. If you're a magician, come in. I had said before, way back when, at the beginning of this, a gentleman by the name of Mark Lewis, who only knew me through email. Hello, how are you? No face-to-face viewing, anything. Helped somebody he didn't know out of the goodness of his heart. He just helped. Years later, the same magic community to me came together. We never charged a membership fee. We never charged a group fee. We never charged for a lecture, whatever. The people who came to lecture for us never charged us. No money was ever changed. Everything was come, do what you want. If you came to lecture and you had things to sell or whatnot, please, whatever you're going to do, I don't want a piece of it. Whatever you're going to do. Thank you for your time. We had Mark's Drivings come for 5 hours. These things were, at the time, worse than Penguin lectures. They would just go on.
Yeah, what did our room hold? 250?
I had 200. By the end of this,
we had people in the waiting room with a little note. As soon as somebody leaves, we'll let you in.
Wow.
We had up to a point, at the time we had David Parr, Carissa Hendricks, Mark D'Souza came in, Nick Lewin,
Danny Archer.
Danny Archer. We had
Everybody
about
and anybody.
20 or 30 lecturers come in up until October of that year. Dan Harlan came in September and broke our room. It held 250, and Donna's not kidding. We had the waiting room. I couldn't let more people in. And we're telling them in the thing, look, if someone walks out, you can come in. And people were waiting to be let in.
They were hoping somebody's, internet went down so they can get in.
It became such a magic love fest, is the best way I can say it. People from all over the world, magicians from all over were just saying, this is just great. October of that year, not going to get into it here, something happened, had to stop the lectures. Done, finished. Everything went from 100 to 0 overnight. It just, I broke up the room. Done, finished, end of story. And then I got emails and calls why we could still do this. We still need the camaraderie. Things are good, And then I rebuilt it. We didn't stop. So the next week we ended on like a 200 something people in the room. The next Wednesday I had back to a dozen of close personal. And then it became, we grew it again. I never thought, and this is true, this isn't self-deprecating or anything, people were coming for the lectures. Who are we? I mean, who are we? Why are you showing up? No one's coming, and I joke about it to this day, and you know that.
I mean, who wants to listen to us?
Right, who wants, I mean,
listen to these accents.
I invited them on the podcast. They said, why do you want to?
Yeah, exactly. I apologize up front. This is going to be the lowest rated podcast you guys ever did. But it's no one's going to come to see us. Nobody cares, what have you. And I still got calls and emails, and no, we want to come hang out. We like hanging out with you too. It was for you. I was trying to be nice to myself, but thank you for putting me back in my place.
Welcome.
We want to come and hang out with Donna, And it just every week became since then we've done 327 consecutive Wednesdays.
Each week is a different theme.
We try to do different themes every week. We try to make it interesting. I think we have a great community of people who are there to help. If you have a question, we try and get it answered. I mean, you're in a room of people who
it's a family.
Have a lot of experience to zero experience. I'm a hobbyist. I don't perform. I just like magic. To someone like yourself who's there, I'm a traveling magician. I mean, I'm full-time on the road. And everywhere in between.
And you guys are so with gentle hands. I don't know how you say it, but the people that know nothing and ask the most silliest question, you guys are like, no, this is what this is, and this is how this. You guys are so awesome with that. You don't downgrade anybody.
That's good. That's the way to be.
100%.
So you're encouraging
100%.
them.
Yeah.
It's a family. It's a family in the room. That's the way we looked at it. Mm-hmm. You're in our house. Yes, it's over Zoom. We're inviting you in. Come hang out. When you say the kid gloves and everything, it comes down to, look, you respect us, meaning the room. We respect you, meaning the people. You have the crazy uncles. You've got the wacky neighbors. You've got the whole sitcom cast that comes in. But it's all about sharing the magic, showing the magic. I don't want to say giving of yourself, but
having fun.
Having fun. Nobody's embarrassed to perform. In some places you may be, like you said, degraded. It's like, I'm not that good. I don't want, please show us. It's great. We want to see what you have. If you want to ask questions, ask. Somebody will answer it, or we'll find out for you. If you just want to show and look, I don't want to hear anything about it, great. Whatever you want to do.
And sometimes they come up with great ideas to just enhance things.
It really is. And people, I still can't believe, and this is no joke, we've done well over 300 of these, that people still come with an interest. People still come caring to show and share. and look forward to the Wednesday nights. And I've tried to stop it once or twice, and I've gotten threatening emails. No, keep going. You need to keep doing this. So for us, the Wednesday nights are a date night.
But you scared me the other week because I just found you guys a month and a half ago, and you said something like, we've done 300 of these, and we've done the themes, and I'm waiting for you to wind down saying, we're out of ideas, we're just going to call it a day. And you're like, no, we're doing a summer reading program. Thank God they're still going. I was afraid it was the end of it. The way you were pumping it up, I was like, oh no, I just found it.
We're not allowed to do that. And yeah, the themes for us, we joke about it, but it's true. We're in Jersey. Big thing in Jersey is you go to the diner. We grew up in New York, same thing, the diners. Our weekend thing is go sitting in the diner for breakfast, and we'll think about 2-3 other themes. Or somebody will say something in the room, and it's like, that's a great idea. Let's bring it into the room and do something with it. I'm very proud. I probably, and I'm admitting it on tape. The themes that we do, it's one of the first things that people who come to us go, we've hung out with you forever. I get your emails. I really don't have time to come in, but don't stop sending them because we use your themes in our group meeting. It's.
I believe it.
It's really, really nice to know that, look, you're not here, but something that we can do, share outward. Any little bit that we can do.
And what's the time difference in Europe? Paul is from the UK?
Paul is in the UK, so I believe right now they're 6 hours ahead. So we do this at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So for him, he's signing on at like 2 our time, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the East Coast, in case you couldn't tell with the voices. He's at least 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Start time.
Paul and Drew have this thing where they just banter back and forth and just heckle each other the whole thing. But last week, poor Paul fell asleep. Everybody's saying goodbye, zoning out. And then looking at Paul and his mouth's open. And people are calling him. They're yelling at the Zoom. And Paul's asleep. And I'm like, poor Paul. But I have to watch. I want to see what happens to Paul. And
you got to see how it ends.
Is he breathing?
But you see, you don't understand something. That's not the first time that's happened with people falling asleep at this. It's not because of Donna. It's because of me. But again,
or the fact
it's like
2:30 in the morning where he's at.
not even the guys at 2:30 in the morning. It just happens. And if we're signing off, I feel terrible watching somebody fall asleep. It's like, okay, you shut everything down. They wake up all by themselves. I feel obligated sometimes to sit and go, I'll wait with them. It's okay. You go off, go do what you're doing, and you try and wake. But it's you just don't want to leave. No magician left behind.
Wow.
It's like
all right,
driving them home.
So I said part of this is to try to get it back up to 250 or whatever. Are you opening this up to people that's IBM SAM members? And do you?
If IBM SAM, there are other clubs.
Even non-clubs.
Non-clubs. If you're a magician and you have an interest in magic, you're welcome. There is no application. There's no application fee. I don't know how else to say it. If you want to come hang out with a bunch of magicians, learn something, show something, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
And how do they get a hold of you?
Right.
They can email me directly. My email is Drew, D-R-E-W, my last name, Cardella, C-A-R-D as in David, E-L-L-A, @gmail.com. I will say it here, or you can go to Wes and he'll get in touch with me.
Wes Iseli @gmail.com.
Yeah.
There you go.
So does the group have a name? Is there like Drew and Donna Club? Does it have a name?
You know what? We've never officially named it anything.
Huh.
At the time, it like I said, I was the president of my SAM group, so I kind of
Even then, it didn't have a name.
It didn't have a name. It was just Wednesday night. I think the only close thing to official I ever got to it was a Wednesday night get together.
Okay.
Is I would call it that, but it really, I think we should come up with a name. It's been a while.
Yeah, we should have a contest.
So you know what? For anybody who's interested, if you can name the room Well, we'll throw a contest out there. If you can name the room. Wes has an unknown prize yet for this.
Oh, Wes does.
An empty can of soda.
There you go. It's just something. You know, all entries are accepted. But no, seriously, if you're a magician and you're looking for something to do on a Wednesday night, if we meet at 7:30 Eastern, you're more than welcome. You don't have to come at the beginning, stay to the end. I mean, it's an open night.
Yeah, you guys are on top of that room. I mean, you're clicking buttons and doing stuff and maneuvering people, letting them in, seeing them. You guys are on top of it.
It's fun having her here, and what you don't see below is we fight over one mouse.
Mm-hmm. It's like the TV remote control.
Yeah, it's exactly it. I'm in control of the remote, and if you just noticed I picked it up from over here, you'll see her reach over or smack.
Yeah, if you ever see my hand go like this, it's going for the remote.
It's for that. And I mean, look, you guys have been together a while. We can read each other, and I already know when she's getting, that it's got to go a certain way.
The table.
Oh yeah, that's been a thing too. For those of you who don't know, Donna sends me secret signals throughout the meeting, which is usually a swift kick under the table.
Which is usually because he's talking too long.
And I get signals. I don't get a hook. There's nobody in front of me with lights flashing.
And nobody can see under the table, except for that one time in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's another story altogether. But she will kick, she will do, and that became such a thing. One time we went to the IBM convention live, and it's a kick for people to see, oh, we get to see you and meet you. Backing up a second, we have made so many friends that there was no way I would have met them, known them, heard about them if it wasn't for the Zoom. And we run into them at the conventions. And the one guy came up to me, ran up to me, so happy to see you, gave me a swift kick in the leg.
I got a hug.
She gets a hug, I get a kick, and it's just...
He had to make you feel welcome.
He did. He
You were talking too much.
I feel so much like your wife right now.
Cards.
Natalie wants to get you Shen guards, she said. That's Magic Convention, though. Magic conventions are like that. Our first convention I ever took her to, I left her. I went to go talk to a dealer booth, and she was talking to somebody, I think. Or did I just leave you?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
But some guy walks up to her, and he says, "You with Wes? You're the assistant?" Uh-huh. And he looks her up and down, real slow. "Do you ever rent yourself out to other magicians?" And she's like, Wes?
Right. Like, no. Wes, where are you?
Where are you? No, I'll also say this, too, in terms of assisting, and you would know this firsthand because at Maze, she is, and we joke, everybody loves Donna, wants to see Donna. Yes, it's true. Okay, it's not a joke. But at Maze, she's everybody's favorite volunteer. And she won't say it. I will say it. Because of her behind-the-scenes skill of what she knows, it's very difficult to be a volunteer for a magician knowing what's happening. She goes up there, and I got to tell you, talk with kid gloves, and I'm going to say it like this, handling a magician on stage as the volunteer, to know where he's going, what he's doing, and to get the routine to the conclusion where it needs to be while still looking surprised.
Because you don't want to mess them up. So now you're more worried. Plus I get stage fright. So now I'm more worried that I'm going to mess them up.
Oh, you'd never know it. She does not like being on stage in any way, shape, or form.
I did not know that. No.
She goes up there, it's a panic attack.
Oh,
She got called up like 15 times last year.
Oh my
And one of the guys said, "You're a pregnant mother," or something to the routine. What was that about? I don't even remember what it was about.
That was Jaffo. During his routine, one of his packages, for lack of a better way of saying it, I do birthday shows, I do this, I do that.
Baby reveal.
He does baby reveal parties.
Okay, yeah.
So on stage, he goes, "Okay, you can be the pregnant mother."
Well, it was between me or him. And
He had a choice. He had a choice to make. So in that skit,
Gotcha.
she was the pregnant mom, and
Hey, he made me like 20 years younger.
so which was great. Apparently, I was the father, so thank God for that.
I just kept congratulating Donna every time I saw her. I did.
That was it.
I did.
That was it. But yet at the same show, it was Christopher T. Magician. It was my 8th birthday party, 8-year-old birthday party.
Oh,
So,
awkward.
yeah, we were up there having fun. But that's the point. How do you play with the magician to let him do what he needs to do and have fun with it, and learn and teach and do, and not be the center of attention? We're performers.
Right.
How do you sit back and let them run and just know it's not about you, it's about what's happening on the table or wherever. And then that same thing, and I'll stop with this because this is still a great for her. In terms of volunteering and how many times people just want to make sure their show goes well. The gala show, it was just the last one we did. Wes just joked about it. We were up there, if there were 8 lectures, we were up there for 7 of them as the volunteers, and then helping out people as they were doing the contests, and we were up there the whole time. The gala show, the big joke was we're in line. They're like, are you going up? She says, no, we're at the end of the line. We're going to sit in the back. We get to sit and enjoy, because non-magicians are there, and they're going to want to pick the regular audience, and they can get the feel and the look. We walked in toward the end. If there were 200 people in line, we were 180 to walk in. We just trailed in at the end. I'm not going to say who, it doesn't matter, but one of the magician's partners was at the door. She walks in, grabs her. Thank God you're here. We were getting nervous, and starts dragging her down. I'm like, no, really, what are you doing? She says, no, you don't understand. They're waiting for her at the front. Drags her to the front, sits her at the front row. They had saved seats in the front row.
Even the audience saved seats.
The magicians that were performing, not pre-show, are you okay? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I come, she was getting stage direction. I need you to volunteer for me. I need you to volunteer for me. And I need you to volunteer for me. And we've got photographs of all of them around her. Who was holding seats? Who goes, okay, if I go up and do this, are you okay? So she wound up for the gala show up there.
It made things go faster, too.
Well,
because I knew my way up and down the stage.
So in terms of working with magicians and helping out, she's going to downplay this, but I think it's a huge strength of what she knows and what she can do, and being able to get the most out of the magic trick as a volunteer, and still be able to express it. I think that it really is a huge strength for her.
Yeah, I lock up if I get volunteered in a magic show because I don't want to overshadow the guy. So I underplay it, and I can't do it right because I underplay it because I don't. Yeah, I get. Anyway, do you have a website for your magic stuff?
I do not. There is no website. There is no whatever. You can just reach me on the email that I gave before, drewcardella@gmail.com.
How do I book you for my...
drewcardella@gmail.com.
There you go. Guys, thank you so much. We did an hour and 20-some minutes here. Thank you.
Thank you.
You did for the best. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. Do you have any last comments? Anything? You got to say anything?
No, I'm good.
She's good. I just want to thank you for doing this and having us up here. And I apologize because this rating tonight's going to right down.
No. There's the nuggets about just the Svengali deck pitching and bartering. That's gold. That really is.
Oh.
And that's just one piece. So, Thank you guys. I think the only thing we're left to say is see you next week.
Take care.
Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.